All right, we started it and I started seeing people fly on. So if you're watching live, go ahead and pop a hello in the chat and let us know where you're watching from. We'd love to know. But we're just going to go ahead and get started and let some more people hop on as the time goes on. So quickly, we just want to shout out our featured sponsor for this month. It was Nebraska Enterprise Fund. So huge shout out to them for helping sponsor events that Grow Nebraska puts on and making these trainings possible. And then, of course, our featured Grow Nebraska member for this month is Columbus Area Chamber of Commerce. They actually just joined Grow Nebraska this year, and we have an upcoming mini market tech workshop with them that I will talk about at the end of the training. And then this week's presenter is Maria Elena Duron. She was actually our keynote speaker at Market Tech of last year, and she's actually going to be at Market Tech 2024, live and in stereo. So I'm going to go ahead and stop my screen share and let Maria hop on.
Hello, welcome to everybody. Hello, I'm so excited to have everybody here, and I just wish I could see you in person. So the best place to see is in chat. Hello from Kearney. I see everybody here from No More Empty Posts. Hello from Norfolk. Oh, that's exciting. Thank you, everybody, for finding that chat box, because I do like to keep it very interactive. This is your session, your time. And again, I'm excited to be here. So thank you, Zoe. Thank you so much for Grow Nebraska for making all of this possible. They are the wonderful Google partner who does make sure that they are giving you everything that you need to be able to be successful in business, to grow your business, to be found in search, to get seen online. And today we're going to be talking about how you can absolutely grow your business and make your website work for you. So that's everything we're talking about today. But I see everybody. Hello from the Columbus Area Chamber of Commerce, from Imperial, Nebraska. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for finding that chat box. We're going to go ahead and jump in. And then I believe that it is, let's see, if it's not being recorded, I can record it. I forgot to ask that part, Chloe. So
yes, it is being recorded. So we're
perfect.
Good.
Thank you. Thank you, Zoe. Thank you. All right. I was too much involved in making sure the internet was working on my side. So thank you so much for Zoe for taking care of all of that. Let's go ahead and jump in. And again, Grow Nebraska is right there for you. If you have any questions, any concerns, they're the boots on the ground, because they are truly vested in your success. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. You will see on that screen actually that I have closed captions on at the bottom. That's to make it a comfortable learning environment for everybody. And again, thank you to Grow Nebraska. Hello, Lincoln. I see you here as well. Hello to Trisha. I see you in Butler County Chamber of Commerce. Welcome. Thanks so much for finding that chat bot. All right. We're going to get started, but if you've not met me, I look forward to seeing you at a future Market Tech. I am somebody who comes with a really strong small business background, but truly in digital marketing. I've been in business for 18 plus years. I have been in international e-commerce for 14 years and deal with dozens upon dozens of websites. In fact, I was looking at 18 different websites this morning before my first session that I had. And I do come also with an Air Force background. So I get a great opportunity to work with the military too, as a Google team member. But I also run my own business. So I get to have several hats and roles, right? And one of my most favorite ones is being mama, as you can see on the screen here. Today, we're going to be talking about how we can make your website work for you. Everything that you need from Google can be found here at this link, but truly do know that the Grow Nebraska team is there to help you grow. I've never met and worked with such a focused group and team that is truly there to provide you everything that you need for your success. If you want to connect with me on socials, you are certainly welcome to. You can find me here. The first handle is that of mine on Twitter, and then also on Instagram. And if you want to tag me, make sure you do give a shout out to Grow Nebraska, use that hashtag, but also you can tag me and I'm happy to retweet and repost you and get you even more visibility, because that's what truly it's about. If people don't know you exist, they can't do business with you. So as we jump in, hello, we've got Redeemer Preschool here too. Thank you. Welcome, Josh. Jen, thank you, Jen, for being here. Sorry, just was a little bit smaller and I saw John first, but I see you now, Jen. we know that people are looking for websites. I mean, in March 2020, when everything changed, we knew that people went online even faster. But still, even at this time, 72% of businesses are not online, or they've not perfected their online visibility. And today, everything that we're going to be talking about is how you can make your website work for you, because this is very critical, that it is doing the heavy lifting of reaching people where they are looking the most, which is right here. Right? The mobile device that you see pictured in front of you with even the graphic in the slide, she is showing you that's where people go when they want to know, go do, or buy. Now, as we look at the layout of a site, a lot of times when we're looking at website design, people think immediately of graphics. They might think of the content involved here. They may think of the actual layout. They might look maybe even at the colors and the fonts, but it's much more when we look at a website design. It has to do with the functionality of the website. You're looking also very clearly at what is not just the graphics, but also what it's like as far as the experience for people. You'll hear terms often used as UI or UX, which means user experience or user interface. And that is giving somebody the great experience that they feel it's really there just and matching what they're looking for. It almost appears magically to them, but you are truly thinking about their decision journey and providing that kind of information architecture in your website to provide them everything that they need on that journey. Now, if you want a copy of today's slides, you are certainly welcome to a copy of today's slides. All you need to do is either get with the Grow Nebraska team, or you are welcome to utilize this QR code as well. Either way, right now, I know the handout is there at this QR code, but the slides are not, because I customize the slides for every group that I work with. So not to worry, they will be there tomorrow if you need them. But of course, you've got the Grow Nebraska group, so you can also connect with them too and be able to get all of this from them. Today, we'll talk about what it is that your actual website is doing. So what's the goal of your website? This is really important, because if you don't know the goal of your website, it's easy just to throw one up there and hope that you'll get people looking at your business. Unfortunately, hope is wonderful to have, but it's a poor business strategy. So how can we make this more focused on what it will do to help us be successful in business? It also needs to be search friendly, because people don't know you exist. They cannot do business with you. They need to see you within the first 10 searches. So when you look at a screen of a mobile device, and if they have to scroll up, that below the scroll, if they have to look past the 10 organic search results, they're not going to look anymore. People only look at the top 10. And everything that I'm going to be talking about today is making sure that your race for visibility is one, because you're doing all the right things to get that goal of being in the first 10 organic search results. Is it convenient? It doesn't matter the amazing product or service you have. If it is so hard for people to go through all the hoops and the loops that they need to go to be able to do business with you, they're not going to do that. And then also, it has to be organized. The number one reason why people will bounce off of a site. So if you've ever looked at your analytics, so Google Analytics is a free tool that you can connect with your website. It lets you know how people operate and search your site. It's letting you know about your customer. And our job is to become experts at our customer and provide exactly what they need. And because of this, if it's disorganized, more often than not, that is the number one reason people will leave a site, because they feel like that homepage has become the junk drawer where everybody just throws up their latest promo, the latest action that they have, maybe the newest product that came in or service. And it just is a hodgepodge of things that people have to go through, and they don't want to go through that mire, so they go ahead and leave. And it needs to be trustworthy, because we know there's a lot of fake sites out there, and people have to feel comfortable if they're going to leave what's valuable to them, their contact information, or potentially even financial information. Okay. All right. Pasted here. Absolutely. Thank you so much. It's right there. Thank you, Becky, for putting that there. I appreciate you sharing that with everybody. All right. So see that half my work is done just right into the chat. That's why I love the chat box here, because it's just like us being in one big room. So we talked first about a goal, the greatest website being goal oriented. It really needs to, because I see a lot of websites out there that are just searching for a meaning, or it's because your competitor put one up, so now you followed in suit. But truly, there are several different goals you can have. It could be to build your brand and really showcase who you are, what you provide. It could be to generate leads. So this is some place where you want people to leave their contact information or leave their email address so that you can now connect with them and you could find out whether or not you're a good fit for them or they're a great potential customer for you. It could also be to make sales. So you're actually doing e-commerce on your site, and that's what you're looking for, is to actually gain those sales. It could be to re-engage customers. So you know that it takes a lot of time, energy, and money to find a new customer. But when you have a customer who already has know, like, and trust with you, and you can increase the average order value and the lifetime value, so that's AOV and LTV, you'll hear those acronyms quite a bit, but when you can increase those average order value, LTV, lifetime value of a customer, that's much better than you having to go out and look for a brand new customer and start from ground zero and have to get to a 10 to even get to the point of getting to the know, like, and trust factor. And then it could be also that you're an employer brand. So you want some new employees in, or to provide support. So I'd love to hear in the chat box. Thank you, Zoe. Absolutely. Thank you, Becky. In the chat box, let me know, what's the goal of your website? What's the number one goal? It may do several things, but what's its number one purpose to you? And why do you have a website, or why are you considering creating a website? So Elizabeth says here too, generate leads. Thank you, Elizabeth. Being brave and being the first one out there. I love that. Part of what you're doing, though, in your heavy lifting of getting to know your customers is to also understand who that target audience is. Now, I have heard many people say that anybody, everybody, or somebody is their customer, because it's anybody who fogs a mirror. And when you do that, if you are targeting anybody, everybody, and somebody, you'll get their second cousin, nobody. It is too wide a net. You need a tremendous amount of time and energy and money to reach out and touch that many people. You have to be focused, because we as small businesses are more focused in making sure that we're bringing in the cash flow that we need to live and sustain as a business. It makes it really tough when you're trying to reach out there to everybody and you sound so generic. But when you can sound like you're talking specifically to your target audience, and when they see everything that you're putting out there, from the text, the actual pictures, the graphics, the video you put out, and they see it and they think, oh my gosh, she gets me, he gets me, then they feel that there's a connection there and you get closer to that goal. Now, who they are is really important for you to look at. I'd look at my Google Analytics to see who my best customer is, and then also talk to your best customer. But in order to have that goal set up directly for you, so it's performing and you are actually focused on it, it's not just a dream or a wish, you do need a SMART goal. Specifically test all of your goals and make sure that they are SMART tested: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. This is all important in your goals of your website. So I know this is not the sexy part. A lot of people will want to know, Maria, tell me how to promote my website. But I will tell them, if they are not built on SMART goals and they don't have that foundation, then it's like building any promotion on shifting sands, and you will spend a lot of energy and money to be able to get with that shift and ride every single wave, as opposed to truly knowing what your specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely goal is. So SMART goals are so important. So I see people say here, attract people to be charitable in the community. Perfect, Andy. I come from a nonprofit background, actually. That's how I first got started in business. After I left corporate America, I went into nonprofit and nonprofit fundraising. So every time that you hear me, Andy, talking about buying or selling, understand that even though I come from e-commerce most recently, do know that I volunteer with lots of groups, and understand that somebody volunteering their time and energy is a buy. Somebody sponsoring something or donating is a buy. So those are things that you see as successful conversion actions on your site. You'll hear me put that all in one word, buy, but that's what I mean, okay? And I see Roberta says to get leads here. Jen, to bring in students, attract clients. Janelle, thank you. All right, see, so now you know what your goals are, but are they specific? And you'll see outlined in front of you that specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely goal. So as we look here, it could be to increase unique, but what, to say that too fast, increase unique website visits by 20% over the next 2 months. Is that specific? Yes. We want to increase website visits. We don't just want one website visit. We are being very specific, 20%. So is that measurable? Yes, we can measure that through our Google Analytics. Is it attainable? Well, only you know that. But by 20%, that's not unrealistic. You only know your baseline number. Is it relevant? Yes, because if you get more people visiting to your site, it's more opportunity for them to be aware of who you are and to buy from you. Is it time bound? It absolutely is. So look at all that, because if any of your goals for your website are missing any of these, they have to have all 5 points of a SMART test, then it will really throw you off your trajectory and take more time and money than you want to spend. Really focus on that, get that foundation set. Now, after that, how are you going to track success on your site? Are you going to track it through online sales, maybe through collecting submissions, through your contact form? It could also be that you're monitoring the phone calls or you're measuring engagement. So perhaps that is what you're truly looking for in making sure your site is successfully performing for you. But we want to make sure your website's working for you. So how can it do that? Well, first is understanding who your customer is. Google Analytics. Now understand that everything, 100% everything that I'm talking about today is free. I am not schlepping or selling Google to you at all. In fact, I'm pretty much tool agnostic, even though Google is who brings me out, and Grow Nebraska definitely is a great Google partner. But I also know that people are not siloed into just one thing. And we need to be aware that not only is there Google Business Profile out there that can help you be seen, but we've got Bing Places now, we've got Apple Connect, and everything that you're doing as best practices in the Google tools, you can apply to the also relevant tool or the similar tool in each of the different platforms. So we're putting the foundation together, right? So as we look at Google Analytics, this helps you measure how people act on your site. What do they do? Because a lot of times we may know industry standards, and that's great general information, but every single one of our customer databases, they are unique. Our group of customers, they are unique. They may not follow that exact trend, and it's important for us to understand and know them. That's our job. That's the heavy lifting that we do. So as we learn more, we can find out how they search by utilizing Google Analytics. We can also see, whether or not, hey, we think they're coming in from social. Man, it seems like they really are looking at TikTok and our Instagram Reels, but are they? You can look at Google Analytics and see if that's really being reflected there. Is it coming to conversions or to doing that success action that you really want them to do on your site? Which channels are working best? Is it truly email? Is Pinterest doing what it's supposed to? Are people coming to your site, then they go off to look at your reviews at Google or maybe even to a competitor site? Are you tracking all of that? Because you can do that 100% for free in Google Analytics, but a lot of people don't know how to use that. And this is your chance for you to get to know your customer. Because if we were in an actual business that was a storefront and customers were coming in the door, we would want to know exactly about them and their behavior and outline our store for their needs to make it easy for them to buy from us or to do that success action, right, that we want them to do, like to donate or to volunteer or to friend raise for us. So any of the things that you need to see, you can connect Google Analytics to your site. And this does make your website work for you, because now you can take a look and see, this is what people are searching for. I was working with a construction company or construction supply company, and they didn't realize people were looking for a certain pallet jack that they needed. So they would go search on the site, and it was deep in the site. Understand, the more people have to click, the more difficult it is for you to gain their business. You'll lose them more, the more that they have to click through the site. When they can find what they're looking for immediately, now you have a chance to really earn their business. So what they learned in looking at their analytics was it doesn't need to be on page 47 of their site of all the different tools they have. They actually brought it to number 1 and brought it right up to the home page and said, a lot of people have been looking for this lately. And if that's what you're looking for, it's right here. This next area is our top 10 other searches. So it's page 2, top 10 other searches. So you can find all of that out in analytics. Analytics did change, and I'm happy to go over some of those changes when we talk about GA4, because that will actually, so that's Google Analytics 4, and Google is absolutely switching to all of that come June 2023. So keep that in mind. That is coming up soon. Before we know it, it'll be June. How can it already be April, right? So as we look here, this is how you can get that started if you have Google Analytics already set up for you. Now in analytics, some of the things that you can see right now with universal analytics, which has been around for a while, is you can see different reports. You can see in real time. So that's one of the reports that I was telling you about that I was sharing with this construction supply company, and that I was sharing with them. This is what people are looking for. You can see in real time. You can see when you just release that email, as it's released, you can see in real time what people are doing on your site. They also had a chance to see what was actually working on their site of interest that people were either watching, downloading, or truly interacting with. They were able to see acquisition. This means, where did the traffic come from? So traffic is the amount of people that come to your site. So that's the traffic. You want a lot of website traffic because that means you're visible. But where did they come from? Is it truly from that Facebook post you made? Or is it really from Pinterest? Or could it be from the email that you sent out 7 days ago? They finally read it, they clicked through, and now they've come through to your site. And also, what's that behavior? Do they come straight through? Do they look at 2 pages like About Us page or this? And do they go somewhere else? Just like if we were a storefront, we would want to know if somebody came in and went from aisle 1 to aisle 3 all morning long and never bought anything, aisle 1, aisle 3, and never ever purchased. And then all of a sudden in the afternoon, somebody came in and they went from aisle 1 to aisle 4 to aisle 3, and then they bought. Now I would have some questions. Is it the person in the afternoon? Is it something on aisle 4? What's going on? Because I'd like to know that, and you need to know that as well. Is it they came in at the home page, page 1, they went to the About Us, page 3, and they left. But when they went from 1 to page 4, which is where I had how this works, and you explain how it works, then they go to 3, About Us. Now they purchase. So you need to know that too. And you can also see this in Google Analytics 4. The reason I'm a fan of Google Analytics 4, and I know it's not an easy switch to go there because they're very different, is because we realize that one person may have more than one device. I have several devices. Now, I'm not the average person, but even when I look at my husband, who is definitely not digitally savvy, he has his own mobile device. He has a laptop. So when he does something at work or a desktop, he may throw it from his mobile device to the desktop or laptop. When he gets home, we have a smart TV. He throws it up to the smart TV. Still one person. So Google Analytics 4 actually tracks the one person now, which is good for you as you're designing your website, because your website needs to be designed for that customer that gives you the most pleasure and profit. So making it search friendly is what we need to do first, because if people can't find you, if the search engine can't find you, then it cannot absolutely deliver you in search results either. So as we look at what people are doing, they're finding credibility if they can find you online. So this is what they'll see, let's say on a desktop or laptop. If you have a Google business profile, so that used to be known as Google My Business or GMB, see how it hangs out here on the right side with such great visual real estate and really put some good branding forward. This is 100% free. So just know that. I was actually in a session just less than an hour, well, a little over an hour ago because of when the session started, but somebody in the session was paying $149 a month to get access to her Google business profile. Well, that is an unscrupulous marketing agency that has not shown you that you're paying for uploading a video or posting or for content there, but you're not paying for the profile. This is 100% free. You can access that, but that's not what she was told. So I thought that was already over, that people got that, but the truth is that just this morning that somebody is paying that a month, and this is 100% free, but you can see that nice visual real estate you have there. You'll also see at the very top, when you go to a general search, you'll see a text ad. Sometimes you'll see photos here. Those are Google shopping ads. And then you see 10 organic search results, which is where your website needs to land as many times as it can. So how do you do that? Fast load time is number 1. Now, for those of you who heard me at Marketech, you heard me talk about the fact that on a mobile device, your website needs to load in 4 seconds or less, or you'll lose over half, 53% of your traffic. And for every second over, you'll lose another 10%. So you could be doing ads, doing posts, doing TikTok challenges, you're driving people to your site, but it takes more than 4 seconds to lose. You'll lose over half. And for every second over, you'll lose another 10%. But now the newest stats are in. And the new stats are, if you are let's say a branding or a service or even nonprofit, so you're not heavy with e-commerce where they're going to buy a lot of things from your site, it needs to load in 1.2 seconds. Yep, I said that, 1.2 seconds. And then if it's going to be on a e-commerce site, you've got 1.8. They'll give you a little bit more leeway because you might have 1,000 SKUs to load up, but that's all you have. So that's why it's so important for us to be aware of our actual load time, because that load time on a mobile device will determine whether or not anyone will even see your content. So you're talking about 1.8 seconds, 1.2 seconds. Understand some Shopify themes, and I'm a big fan of Shopify, but some Shopify themes take 3.8 seconds just for the theme alone. That's not the video, that's not the content, that's not the photos, that's none of that. That is just the theme, what makes it look so beautiful and pretty. So you have to really make some good decisions when you're putting your theme together, and know that with your website, for it to work for you, you want to maximize the visibility, which means you've got to decrease the load time on mobile. It has to be useful. It does need to be very mobile responsive. So that means I don't pinch and zoom or swipe side to side to finish anything. If I have to do that, even with your email marketing, people are irritated and they will unsubscribe, they'll leave, and they'll never come back. You also have to have good page titles and descriptions for the search engine to see you. These are, now I'm going to get a little bit technical for you, but your page title, that's your H1. That's what you see in technical SEO, but your page title, the more it matches what people are actually searching for, the better. So for example, if I am a dentist for young children, so I'm a pediatric dentist, and I put on my page title that I am the best pediatric dentist in Kearney, Nebraska, okay? How many people do you think are actually searching for a pediatric dentist? Because when I go and ask people what they're looking for, or when I see their behavior in search, what they're asking for is, all right, they shout out on Facebook, can somebody help me get my 13-year-old's teeth straightened? Or I've got to, what age do I start taking the baby to the dentist? I'm not sure what that is. They will ask that. They'll go to Chat GPT. They'll ask that. They'll ask everywhere, but it's not using the words pediatric dentist. So understand that the first part of Google's algorithm is relevancy. It weighs very heavy on everything in search, and relevancy is how well you match what people are searching for. If you don't match, if they're looking for what age does my baby need to go to the dentist, and you have pediatric dentists here, that doesn't match at all. None of those words do. You're not showing up. So it's important for you to know what words people use. That's why we need to be experts in our actual customers. You also need to have your information architecture easy for the search engine to read, because if the search engine can read it, now it can deliver you in results. And then it does need to look good on all browsers, because we all use different browsers, from Chrome to Firefox to Brave to DuckDuckGo. So it needs to look good, plus all the different devices that we use, just even one person. One of the ways that you can control that information and to see how the search engine sees you. So you heard me talk about Google Analytics. Google Analytics' job is to let you know how your customers shop your site, or how they consume information on your site, how they interact with your site. It's all about your customer and your site for Google Analytics. For Google Search Console, what this is, it's all about the search engine and your site. How does the search engine see your site? Because if it doesn't see it right, or it cannot even see it at all, then there's no way it can deliver you in search results. Now, a lot of people believe that Google is the World Wide Web and they just can throw anything up and they can publish it, and voila, now it is there and visible and everybody can find you. But that's not the truth. The truth is that Google has a great bot that goes around, and it can take up to 90 days. And I work with a lot of small businesses, and 90 days can make or break it in cash flow. So because of that, they want it to show up as soon as they publish it. They want to see it. They don't want to just hope that Googlebot's going to see them soon. And one of the ways you can do that is entering your own site into Google's library. Google is not the World Wide Web, but it is the biggest library of the World Wide Web. And knowing this, then what you can do is go to Google Search Console. You'll see that right here at the bottom left-hand corner, and you will enter your site into the library. You will let the library know what pages to look at. You will let Google know what you want to showcase up front and center, and what not to take a look at. And it will also tell you how healthy your site is. How fast does it load on a mobile device and desktop, but I would look at mobile because that's where most people are coming from. And I really focus my efforts and energy there. And it will also let you know what's not performing well, or what people are having issues with or getting stuck. It is truly letting you know the health and the performance of your site. So that's why you need both. I'll hear a lot of people say, well, you need Google Analytics, but you don't need Google Search Console. You need both, because you need to know the health of your site, or the search engine can't deliver you in results. And you need to know that you match what people are looking for. So when you are in results, you're showing up in their results as many times as possible and truly dominating those 10 searches. If it's all about you, you've truly positioned yourself in all those 10 searches as the expert of what you do. So in Google Search Console, when you go to g.co/search console, you will be presented with this, and you have the opportunity now to connect your domain to Google Search Console, and it will watch the health of your site and how the actual search engine, not just Google, all of them, but how Google will see, how the search engines will see exactly how your site's performing. Now, do know the reason I brought up analytics first is because to me, analytics is one of the best tools to use to understand your customer. And once you've connected your site to analytics, Google knows and has confirmed that you are the owner of that site. Now, when you connect all the other Google tools, you don't have to go through such a lengthy process. Once it reads that you've got analytics connected, all of a sudden it'll say, oh, you're already verified. We've got this. We've got this. You start connecting all of these things and understand Google's the #1 search engine in the world because it delivers the right information to people when they're searching. The way we get the right information is from business owners like you. And the more you connect all the Google tools, the algorithm is getting pinged each time that this is a good, viable business, a real business that's active, and now it pushes you higher in search results. So that is one of the ways you can optimize yourself, is just by connecting all of that. Again, if you want a copy of the handout, this is here. Thank you so much though, for, I think it was it Becky? Somebody dropped the link. Yep, it was Becky who dropped the link there before. So thank you for doing that. Now, before we go any further, what questions do you have? Because I want to answer some questions before we get to the next section, which is about making sure your website's convenient. Do use the chat box for that. Okay, and I'm going to launch into the next, but feel free to ask questions because this is your session. Now, how can you make a website convenient? Well, mobile first. I mean, if I have to pinch and zoom to finish anything, I'm not staying on that website. Forget it. I also do not think they're at top of their game or the best business because they're not being, I can't read them on a mobile device. And it's not just me. I see people log off of it all the time, or actually come off and start looking at other things when it takes too long to load or it's too hard to read. So we want to have a good responsive design. Make it nice and easy for people to buy from us. We also want to make payments simple too. The more that they don't have to get off that couch or get out of bed, because just know that most women between the ages of 35 and 44 or 54 years old actually shop and look on the bed at 2 o'clock in the morning. So they're laying in their bed, and last thing we want to do is to get up and jump up and go, okay, now I got to go find my credit card. So the easier you can make it for us to buy, even better, where we can just push a button. And then also when there's personalized recommendations, it's really a wonderful feeling people have when they see, okay, I just bought this and I didn't realize I would need this cleaner with it too. Thanks so much for sharing and saying that I should get this. This is going to help me have even a better event or a better experience with this product. So yes, do provide personal recommendations. This is important. Also, is it convenient? Do you provide curbside pickup? So let's say you are a local business and you do want local foot traffic, but do you also have delivery and shipping that's easy for them to use if they want that? And do you provide even virtual consultations, because maybe they don't even want to get out and drive to you? It could be just 20 miles down the road, but still they don't want to do it. Oh, same. I do not show one from Becky. Oh, okay. Let me, I think can I copy from Becky here? Or is it? You know what? Actually, I'm going to go back a slide just because that's easier for me than looking for Becky, because there are a lot of comments here. Sorry about that. Now let me go here. I'm going to send this out to everyone, and it's bit.ly. And remember, you're going to get this from the Grow Nebraska team too. Okay, there it is. Oh, no, I misspelled. That's operator error on my part. bit.ly. Let me Grow Nebraska website work, WORK. All right, there we are, everybody. Just if you want to get the handout now, you'll also have the handout there. So let's take a look at this design. They are absolutely with this business, and this is Trade Street Jam Company. We can see, boy, they're being really mobile friendly here, got a good approach here. There's great fluid grids. You can see different focus areas. They're using vector graphics, so that helps lessen the load time of their actual site because they're using vector graphics, which helps streamline that. They really are being minimalistic. Look at this. This is their homepage. It's not something that, or it's one of their pages, I should say, for the family club. So it's not just in their face with everything thrown at them like the kitchen sink. And they are thinking about accessibility, because remember that there's a lot of people, really 68% of the population, that need some sort of assistance in being able to consume information online. So they might be using a screen reader. They may have, may not be sighted or as well sighted. So they need some of that. And when you clutter a site, it makes it really hard for all their tools and screen readers to actually see and consume the information. And you see, they do make the payment process simple. You see this shop pay. I mean, that's already connected with Shopify. You might have an Amazon account, and so they're just going to easily shop and pay through Amazon or PayPal here, or Google Pay. There's even Apple Pay. I know it's not pictured here, but there's so many different ones. Samsung Pay, depending on your device, to make it easy. If somebody is buying from you, they can just click on that button and purchase right away. That's what you're looking for. So give them those opportunities, give them opportunities where you also recommend other things on your site. What goes well with this? What would be helpful? Remember, our goals as small businesses is to increase average order value, which is how many things they're actually checking out with, or their lifetime value. They may buy only one thing. Maybe they only buy an $8 jam, or a $14, I should say, jam one time, but they buy that jam every month. And they've done that for 7 years now. That is increasing the lifetime value of that customer. So as we build convenience into our website, number one is we can put things like curbside pickup, especially if we have a location based, providing them that can get it here in person or online, or they can use another delivery tool to get that. That's sometimes how we make decisions on whether we're purchasing something, if they can deliver it right away. And then also virtual consultations. I think you guys heard me, if you were in Marketech, talk about that even my 83-year-old father, when he was buying a new recliner, he looked to see who had that recliner locally. He went first to his mobile device. He never, ever once cracked open his laptop or even his iPad. He went straight to that, and he's not digitally savvy at all, but he went straight there and he looked on his mobile to see who would be able to deliver that locally. And that's who he purchased from. So finding out if your site is mobile friendly and mobile responsive, you can use this site. So you see there, the URL, I'll just get my little pointer out of the way there so you can take a screenshot if you want to do that, and use this to see whether or not your site is actually mobile friendly. Because that mobile friendly, mobile responsiveness, the time it takes to load is critical to you being seen and getting activity or actual conversions on your site. And how it appears on mobile is also important. Can they read it easily? It'll also, you'll see that there are additional resources there from the test. Once you get the test results, it will bring up Google Search Console. So what I love about the test results, it'll let you know what you score and what needs to be fixed. So I love that. And you can forward that, you can tackle that yourself or forward it onto your web dev or web designer, web developer, and share that with them. Now you can also go into Google Chrome. That's a marketer's dream, that browser, because there's so many things that Google Chrome does that we're not going to get into today. But one of the things that it can do is to actually see whether or not your site looks good on mobile. So what you'll do is you will hit inspect. So let me see, I'm going to play here. If somebody wants to drop their website into the chat, I'm going to take a look at this website and we'll just do a quick screen share of that. So if somebody wants to tell me what their website is, we'll see what Google sees. Feel free to do that just in the chat box. What this is the inspect tool. Okay, I see that here. Let me pick this up. Thank you, Elizabeth. All right. Go to your site. I'm going to throw this up here. Let me make this a little bigger, but I don't want to make it too big and cover the closed captions happening. All right, so I am in a Chrome browser. You can only do this in a Chrome browser. I'm going to right click here, Elizabeth, and you'll see inspect. When I click inspect, a lot of gibberish is going to come across here on the right side. Okay, you'll see that. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this. What does your site look like on mobile? So this dimension is for a Samsung S8 Plus. That's what I have right here. This is what your website would look like on an S8 Plus. If I was looking at it, you see, I would have to go this way to see and even look at it. Okay. If I was on the iPhone 12 Pro, I got a little bit more space, but I still have to look here. Let's make it a little bit bigger than, let's say I was looking on a iPad Air. So a little bit bigger, but still not there centered. So you need to take a look and see, because mobile responsiveness, I will tell you, there's so many things that you can do on your site that will help you be visible in search. But if it's not mobile responsive, you're penalized for that. So any site that's not mobile responsive or doesn't have the security like you do right here. So you see that little lock. If it doesn't have the security lock or mobile responsiveness, then that means there's nothing that you can do on your site till you get both of those fixed for you to show up in the first 10 organic search results, because Google will penalize you from being there if you're not mobile responsive or you don't have a secure site. So the security site, again, I don't know if you can see it because it's pretty tiny in the screencast here, but you can see it's that little lock that's right before the URL or the website address. Make sense? All right. Let's go on. Oh, we have a couple others. Let's take a look while we get a chance, because I love to, if I can make it easier for you. So I'm going to take a look at the couple others. We'll have enough time maybe for that, but that's going to be it. Just a couple others I've got here. So I've got connected care service. Let me get that here. Okay, so I'm going to throw that up here. This is your site. Remember, I'm in a Google Chrome browser. Click right click. All the way at the bottom, you'll see inspect. Click inspect. And you'll see that's on an iPad Air. I'm going to be very selfish and go to my phone, which is a Samsung S8 Plus. Oh, see, it looks good. I can get to this menu up here. See the line menu? I can get there and click on it. And this comes up. Nice. I can see it. I can scroll. I can read everything. Perfect. Nice, nice, nice. So it's a good mobile experience. All right. Let's see, who else do we have here? One other person. Got Golden Prairie Bison. Oh, Victoria, I think I met you at Marketech. I think I met you, right? I met you and your husband, I think, unless you're somebody representing the business and you weren't there at Marketech when I was speaking. All right, let's go to Golden Prairie Bison. But I think I met you. Yes, we met. Okay, Victoria. I was pretty sure. I said, wait a minute, her name's Victoria. I'm pretty sure. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here. All right, so this is your beautiful site. Click on right, excuse me, inspect. Oh, nice, nice. Okay. So I'm seeing the nice menu here, which is great. I can see my cart. That's even better. Look at, she's got a little line up here, bison meat for sale. So she's got a lot of action happening here above the scroll, which is what you want. I know now there's a sale. I know I can navigate the site here. I know what I have in my cart, and now I can continue to scroll here. I've got a video I can take a look at. That's good, good, good. I can join the email list, and it's not too long. That's as far as I got right there. It is not this lengthy scroll, and I saw everything. Nice experience. Plus you're measuring here, because now you can see if I go to the shop. Now I take a look at your shop. I can take a look at this here and start scrolling through. So if I want some bison jerky, oh, let's say bison jerky bites, I can click here and I can absolutely see that I can purchase here. Some things that you might want to do. I mean, this is now me, the e-commerce me. I'm going to speak to you real quick, Victoria, is talk to your web designer or your web developer about, see here how this is purchased. And then if I come off of it, let's say I go somewhere else on the menu. What you can do is you can ask your web designer to, let me go back to that right here. That purchase, that call to action, but on that button, which is purchase, you can make that right here at the very bottom, that very, very, very bottom 16th right here of the actual screen. Make that sticky, make it stay there. So as I scroll around, I see that purchase button there. And you want it there because let's say, you know, we're holding a mobile phone, right? Where's our thumb? Where can we make a buy action? Easy. We can make it right here. Oops. Sorry. I'm hung up on a wire. So we can make it right here, that buy action right here. It's easy for our thumb. If we put it over here or up here, how easy is that to work with. Okay. So we want to make it easy for people to buy from us, but good show there. Cause that really does show well that your site is mobile responsive. So very nice. All right. When I inspect, I do not have the menu at the top like you do, where you can select which devices. Are you utilizing Google Chrome? That's the big thing, because it has to be only in Google Chrome. So you're using Google Chrome? Because I was gonna say it would be inspect. You may be landed in some of these other tabs right here, Becky. So look here, you're looking for this little icon. I know you can't see it real well. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Didn't get anything bigger. Okay, that didn't help. But you see here, right here, it's the second square over, but it looks like an iPad with a mobile device in front of it. That's what you're going to click on. That's how you can get to these devices. Excuse me. Okay, so see if I toggle off of that, if I'm somewhere else here in this, it may not show that. See, so it could be like that. And then what I can do is just click here on that device, this icon right here, and that will get me there. Perfect. All right, Becky, that's good news. See, I like that when things are solved right here during the session. All right, let's go ahead and go on. Thank you guys for so much for sharing your actual sites with me and letting us do that. I love that. So thanks for playing along. Now, when we need to make sure our website is also organized, this is very critical, not just for Google, but for the user, for the person who's coming in, who could be your good potential customer. We want to make it easy for them to find things. So a lot of times, like for example, Trade Street Jam, they've got their home page, they've got the standard website links, which are our team, shop, and contact. But let's say you have somebody who is looking specifically at gift cards. It is quite tedious and annoying if I have to go through shop here and I have to scroll upon scroll between the jam, between the hot sauces, all of this, and I'm not finding the gift cards. So I like it when sites, and most people do, just so you know, that's one of the reasons people hop off, is because they can't find things on sites. If you can make it easy for them to buy from you and put those gift cards where they can see them. So make it easy and put a nice structure together, really branch out and structure what your site should look like. And don't you just do it because you've got something new and available to actually offer them. So when you're looking here at a site, you'll see this one actually keeps their new releases, all of this above the scroll. When somebody can see this above the scroll, so that's a desktop or laptop, and here on a mobile, if it's above the scroll, you put the most important thing, just like we saw Victoria do with bison meat on sale. So we have that. Plus there's a call to action on the site, so you can start navigating and you can see her little her menu up at the very top. So as you lay out your business, what's the relevant content that people need? That's why I'm such a fan of Google Analytics, because it will let you know whether or not your theory of this is important information to my customer is important, because you'll see in Google Analytics, if they don't even go to that page, or they go to that page and they leave immediately, then you know there's an issue there. That's really something for us to know, how people navigate and what they need to be able to help them on their decision journey. So what is popular right now too will help you understand what people are searching for. If you've not used Google Trends, I am such a fan of Google Trends. It is 100% free, as is everything I'm talking about today. But you can put in here, let's say we want to know what everybody's searching in Nebraska or even in Lincoln, Nebraska. We can put a term here and we can get as specific as looking who has been searching for what. In Lincoln, Nebraska, we can go from the beginning of time, which is when Google started, 2004 till now. Or you can look in the last hour, what people are searching for. This would be really important to me if I'm about to do a post and I want to be relevant to what people are looking for. It takes a tremendous amount of time, energy, and money to get people looking over here when they're already here. When you can meet them here, that's a great way for you to get visibility and seen as relevant, because you are showing up in something that's important to them. So as website owners or website developers, as we're building websites that work for us, what are we providing that's that good experience? Do we look and provide information that they are looking for right now so we can position ourselves? I was even working with a veterinarian in Corpus Christi, and while the search was the search that they were searching the most for at the time was best veterinarian or cheapest veterinarian in Corpus Christi, that's not what he was, but he used the ability to show up for what they were searching for by doing blog posts and videos and posts saying that I'm not the cheapest in Corpus Christi, but I am the best because of this. 5 reasons why I love your four-legged family member. Now for you, are your 404 pages doing what they need to do? So I was actually working with a team this morning who I saw. So one of the things I looked for in their analytics, I said, let's look at analytics and let's see everything that people have searched and typed into the search bar with a little magnifying glass on your site and where they didn't find anything when they went to a 404 page. So now that we know what they're all searching for, do we give them the opportunity to find that? So for example, if they're looking for electric pallet jacks, but you have manual ones, then instead of saying, oops, we don't have any electrical ones, there's none here, you can say, oops, we can't find this, but we also have manual ones, or we have this. A lot of people find that this and this works really well together to help you get the most bang for your buck. I mean, just give them other offerings. You know your business and your inventory and your industry, hopefully better than they do. And now you can assist them. They're just letting you know what they're searching for, and you can see those search results. A great website also has to be trustworthy. Excuse me. So in being trustworthy, that does mean take a look at everything in your site. You need that secure, that SSL, that lock that you saw me show there at the very top near the website address. So make sure you're secure. You also want to make sure that your site looks like it is taking care of their personal information. So utilizing tools like this that are trusted tools that does keep their financial information safe is very important. But also look at your site. I was working with a dog product site last week, and I was explaining to them, well, their pictures of their products were just off, just by a hair. But when you looked at it, it looked like, the line wasn't quite straight. I said, no, if I'm going to make a purchase, I'd wonder, is this, business even here, or is this a foreign country business? And is it somebody that I could trust, or maybe is it a phishing site where they're trying to gather information? I would have lots of questions because the site design was wonky because they had different sizes of their photos and everything was just not aligned. They weren't using best practices, like when you're putting a product out there that you have a one-line sentence to describe the product. They were going into the second line or the third line, which was throwing off the actual rows and made it look not as professional. And that would make somebody question whether or not they want to really do business with this company. So also build your business reviews. Providing your business reviews on your site is great. In fact, I was in a meeting yesterday morning, and where's that? Because I do want to share that. And they said that, so from the survey, there was a survey done last year that people that get sustained reviews over time instead of burst of reviews do really well. And people who showcase their actual reviews on their site are doing much better within SEO. In fact, those are the two biggest factors that are increasing where people show up in the search engine. The other things that are also growing are proximity of address. So that means if you link to any local sites from your site. So let's say you do business, like I know Black Bottom Biscotti. She is somebody that I've gotten to know from when I was there in Marketech. And she likes to feature other coffee houses and little other places that she does business with and she connects with. And so now she has a lot of proximity of address, other people in the area that's close to her, and she's able to put that on her site. Well, that's a lot of high growth that you're seeing now. Also a page dedicated, for like if you have different locations, you're in Lincoln, you're in Imperial, you're in Kearney, all of that, you can put those in and that gets some more growth and visibility to you. The biggest drop that we saw actually were keywords in reviews. So I see a lot of businesses doing that. It's not a favorite practice of mine at all, is they'll say, yeah, because they want to help up their customers, and they'll say, here, this is what we want you to say in your review. So you kind of give them an idea of what to say. I'm the other way. I like to go and look at customer reviews and gather their words. I don't want to tell customers what they need to say, because that also is something too now that we see is taking the biggest drop, is when people are actually telling customers what to put in their review. And you're starting to see that same thing of, I find them to be the best at this. I find that it's pretty much a form that people are following, or a copy and paste that they're following. But when you let people be natural and then you go look at their actual reviews, now you can use their own words. Well, if you use their own words, those are the words that they say, hey, Google, hey, Alexa, that they type in, and now you're relevant. So now you search, you show up higher in search. That's actually getting more favor in the algorithm. So I love that. You saw that update happen in October of last year, and it even flowed out to November of last year for some regions, whereas we got Google got very focused on proximity searches and giving those more favor than anything else. So that's some of the ways that you can win in that search battle and to show up higher in search. So that's pretty exciting to see that. And then if you don't have any reviews, if you're just starting a business right now, so you're just putting your website together for the first time, then go look at your competitors' reviews, because in your competitors' reviews, customers are saying in their own words why that competitor matters to them. And if you can reflect and provide what they have, or you can also see where they may not do well, that could be a sweet spot for you and an offering. But now you are learning what their own words are. I was working with Air Force recruiters, as said, on Monday of this week. And it was really interesting because we were looking at all their Google business profiles, and one of the things we saw in the Navy, so that's competing with them, it's another branch of the military, but in the Navy, where they said they didn't feel like people were pushy, they were getting information about what it would be like to get into service and what was involved. And I said, this is showing up like 77 times in the review, so you need to write that in your description, because if they can't find that on your website, or they can't find that on your Google business profile, you're not matching. Okay, and that is, it matters to them. 77 people say it matters to them. So I think we need to actually take a good hard look at that. So some of your next steps is to think about what are the goals that you actually have for this. And now, do understand Google Analytics is now becoming Google Analytics 4. So do make sure your universal analytics is, you also have Google Analytics 4 on, and I can do a whole session on that if I need to, Zoe. So I'm happy to do that. Google Optimize is actually going away. So there's another tool that's coming out, but they're not ready to go public with it yet. So as soon as it's out, Grow Nebraska is going to be the first to know, because I love working with the Grow Nebraska team, and anything that I know, because I get updates on my phones all the time before I hit the stage or hit the webinar. So I get the latest update, I will share it with you. Find out whether or not you're actually search friendly. Go to Google Search Console, connect your site with that, do the mobile friendly test, look at Google Trends to find out what people are talking about in your area or around your industry, and then also look at providing good ways, trustworthy ways for people to pay and make it easy for them. Now, as I said, any questions you have, the Grow Nebraska team is right there for you. And I mean, they are truly a team that loves being able to be helpful to you and see you become successful. Love to celebrate that. So keep them in mind. If you have any questions, let them know what you would like me to talk about and come back to talk about more or go deeper into depth. I'm happy to do that. Of course, the best time to ask for a review is when you've provided something of value to somebody. So I would not be myself if I didn't put into practice what I teach, and that is asking right away. So I'm asking right here if you want to snap this real quick, or if you want to use the URL reviewmaria.com, it'll take you there too. And then also, lastly, I do have this to offer, which is 100% free. So that's all I said. Everything I'm offering today is free. But if you want a free 5-day plan, you can download this. This will step you day by day how you can overhaul your Google business profile to make it more friendly to people who are searching, but also more visible to the search engine, and to optimize this tool that really does a great job in nailing that local search. Then this is the tool for you. Take a look at this, and this plan will walk you all the way through that. Okay. Now, we are 2 minutes before the top of the hour, but I'm here to answer any questions. And of course, I feel free to connect with me. Hit me up on socials. Happy for you to do that. You can find me here at bit.ly/find Maria. That's the best way, because it'll come up with all my socials, and then you can choose whichever one that you use the most. But now it's time to answer questions. So I'm here for you if you have any questions. And I'm going to stop the share real quick. Well, you know what? I'm not going to stop the share, because in case one of your questions is to go back to one of the slides. So I'm not going to stop the share real quick, but I'm here for your questions. So let me bring chat more focused. All right, Becky, I'm so glad it was helpful to you. Thank you. Thank you for the feedback. That means a lot. I want to make sure that this is helpful. Believe me, 18 plus years, I was on my own in business, and had it not been for, the business for here locally, we had the business incubator program, and it's other people with their experiences and their care helping navigate me. I wouldn't have gotten anywhere where I'm at. Because I needed their expertise. I needed to learn that. And that's why I so love the Grow Nebraska group, because that's what they're there for. And they have a whole community they reach out to help support you with. there's a replay. Yes, there will be a replay. I believe Grove, Nebraska, Zoe did a recording. I double checked that just because I didn't hit replay here. And but if we need, I was gonna say, if you need the recording, I'm gonna say reach out to Zoe. Zoe, I hope you don't hate me for
Yeah.
that, but
Yeah, anyone that registered will be getting the recording, and I'm also going to include the slideshow in that. So if you didn't happen to get the link, the slides and the recording will all be sent out, hopefully today. So
perfect. Perfect. See, she's even faster than I am. Thank you, Zoe. Great, Scott. I'm glad it was helpful. Janelle, thank you. Absolutely. I'm honored, really honored and excited to be here. I've been looking forward to today for quite some time now. Oh, absolutely, Ginger. I'm glad it was helpful to you. And I'm glad I presented it in a way that made it easy for you to learn. That's what I was going for. Oh, good, Abby. I'm glad it was helpful. All right. Any other questions before we wind up? I know we are like a minute past the hour and I don't want to keep anyone too long.
yeah, let's see.
Zoe, thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and stop the share.
Thank you so much for presenting. I myself took notes. I do every single training, and I'm in charge of our e-commerce. So I really learned a lot, and I know everyone else did. So thank you so much for presenting.
Absolutely.
And Maria will actually be presenting every first Wednesday of every month. So once we have that up, you guys will all be the first to know, so you can start registering for her next one. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pop my screen up and we'll go ahead and outro. So again, huge thank you to Maria for presenting today. And we look forward to May. It's already gonna be May the next time you present. And like she said, if you guys have any questions, just reach out to any of us here at Grow Nebraska. My email is just zoe@grownebraska.org. And if you have any topics that you'd like Maria to talk about, be sure to email me and I definitely can get that lined up for you guys. And then quickly, we do have our upcoming Spanish webinar today at 5 p.m. So this is going to be in Spanish verbiage, and you'll learn how to make better business decisions with Google Analytics. And that's with another Google trainer, Sixia. So we're super excited for that today. And then our two other Grow Nebraska trainings are going to be April 20th, and that will also cover how to create and maintain an effective website that really works. And then April 27th will be from goal setter to goal getter. And those are live on the website. So if you haven't registered yet, we highly recommend that you go do that. And then we have two in-person trainings coming up, one on April 25th, which is a mini market tech workshop in Columbus, and then another mini market tech workshop May 4th in Randolph. So we're super excited to take the Grow Nebraska team and see some of you guys in person. I think that's all my announcements. So quickly look at the chat. Didn't know if anyone, oh, sweet. All right. Well, thanks again, Maria. And I hope you all have a great rest of your week, and everyone will be getting the recording. So thank you.